This is Leon Wirth, and not too many guys can answer these questions this way. Leon, how many kids do you have?
I have 8 children.
And how many of them are girls?
All 8 of them.
All 8 of them?
All 8 of them. No twins, no triplets, no quadruplets. One at a time, the old-fashioned way, I guess you could say.
Okay, so that definitely, gives us lots of questions in our
Sure.
minds. What's going on? So, why?
Well, my wife and I both grew up in either large family or large extended family. We were both really open from the moment we got married to having a large family. We didn't have any ideal number in mind. Actually, what's funny is before we got married, my wife actually joked about wanting to have 12 boys. And we're not even, I reminded her a year or two ago, it's like, honey, we haven't even started on that. And she's like, yeah, I don't think that's happening. So, but we just were open to God giving us a large family if He wanted to. And when they kept coming, girl, 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 it just, a lot of people assume that, we have a lot of girls because we're trying for a boy, which is not true. I would love to have had a boy, but I love my girls. I love every single one of them. Can't imagine life without them. And honestly, the last couple of times we were pregnant, it was actually a little bit of a relief to find out we were having girls, because we've got the clothes, we've got the toys, the dolls, the room setups. A boy would have totally rocked our world at that point. So
You wouldn't need like a new addition to
exactly,
the house.
exactly. So it's an unusual life, but we love it. Wouldn't change anything about it. I once said to a friend, I said, either God knows what I can handle, or He knows what'll knock the rough edges off of me. And he just laughed and said, yeah, I think it's the second one. And I think he's right.
Okay, so what are some of the you've obviously been teased. You've obviously lots of questions.
Very used to that. I mean,
comments.
I get the most common questions are you Catholic? Are you Mormon? Do you know how that works? Don't you know how to stop that from happening? How are you going to pay for weddings? How are you going to pay for college? Are you going to tell them to elope? Are you going to wait until 2 or 3 of them are ready at a time to get married and do one wedding for more than one of them? So I get jokes like that all the time. And sometimes people are kind of nasty about it. I had one guy walk up to me in the middle of a restaurant once with his rambunctious boys in his arms, and he stopped and asked if all of our kids were girls, and I said, yeah. And he just said, well, that's too bad. And he walked off. And I was too stunned to react, but it made my blood boil. But what are you going to do? People are jerks sometimes.
Yeah.